The next few days seem like they're going to be packed with some Battlefield content, so I thought it was best for today to go through the upcoming PSVR2 games for August, because next month is going to be one of the most stacked we have ever had for the headset. From horror games, to shooters, to gameplay reveals, to skating games, there's a whole lot of games coming out in August. This should be on your radar if they're not already, so let's get straight into it with the first game on the list coming August 4th, and that is VR Skater. This one has been on the list, I think, possibly for 2 months running, and here it is again for a final time, at least we hope. This one promises a very immersive, but quite difficult with a very decent learning curve to it, skating game to simulate the real thing in the headset. Using your hands to flip the board and do tricks in over half a dozen realistic looking environments ranging from construction yards to subways, this one is going to be one to look out for if you're a skating fan, so you can become the next Tony Hawk but in VR. This one coming August 4th, keep an eye out for it. Next up on August 11th is House Flipper VR. This is a virtual makeover game where you jump into houses that are pretty ruined and transform them into amazing properties, gaining your clients' appreciation and satisfaction from each job well done. This one does have mixed reviews on Steam, but we're hoping it's going to be a pretty solid experience on PSVR2. If you've been looking for a game where you can clean some buildings up and make them look very nice, this is the one for you coming August 11th. On August 21st, we have the Madison VR gameplay reveal. This one is for all you single-player VR horror fans, and while the game isn't releasing this month, I know this one is pretty highly anticipated, so keep an eye out for the first look at gameplay on August 21st. Next up, we have another long-awaited PSVR2 game that we believed might actually come at the start of the headset's life cycle, but here we are a couple of months later, and that is Firewall Ultra, the long-awaited sequel to the OG Firewall game on PSVR 1. That game was one of the first to use the aim controller and provided a very tactical gameplay experience akin to Rainbow Six Siege. You pick your operators, your loadout, you go to essentially plant and defuse a bomb, except you're spiking data in this game instead of planting a bomb, and if you die, you're dead. No coming back, no respawns, you gotta wait till the next round. This game is improving everything that the first game did, implementing actual proper servers, a best of 3 round system, all new guns and gadgets, and including amazing features like being able to cover your eyes or avert them when a flashbang goes off to void its effects a little bit. However, this game is coming with a couple of caveats. VR is best known for its interactability, and unfortunately this one seems to be a very streamlined experience. If you're looking for a very hardcore shooter where you use your hands to reload and interact with everything with your hands, this might not be the one for you. Reloading, at least for now, is limited to a single button press, which then proceeds to perform an animation for you, rather than you reloading like you do in a game like Pavlov. Same for planting the bomb, so to speak, which is done by pointing and pressing L2 from what we know, as opposed to Pavlov's more integrated system of planting the bomb by pressing the numpad. It may lack that tactile sensation that other VR games really thrive off, but we're still hoping for a very good tactical experience. It does make sense for balancing too, with preset reload animations, so they can balance weapons properly in terms of how they're used on the battlefield. However, it does remove a bit of the skill ceiling that comes with games like Pavlov, where you can really get your reloads down for each gun and find out which you prefer. However, manual reloads and other features like that could be coming after launch, but that is not confirmed. Anyway, very excited for this one still. I will be at a festival when it launches, so I hope to be back a couple days later to cover it on the channel. But I hope while I'm away, you guys enjoy it, and any of the videos that come out that week that are pre-recorded, you let me know how you're finding Firewall in the comments, and I'll eagerly await my arrival to play it with you all. Anyway, August 24th is the release of Firewall Ultra. Penultimately, we have Crossfire Sierra Squad. This is coming on the 29th, and although it may look similar to Firewall in gameplay, it really isn't. This is akin to more Call of Duty games rather than Rainbow Six Siege, which Firewall is clearly inspired by. Take on hours of solo missions or co-op missions with friends and shoot your way through massive set pieces with various guns, enemy types, and a lot of bombastic action that you would find in games like COD. I personally am very excited to blast through this one with the group of VR mates that I have to play with, because I feel like it'll be a lot of fun co-op. Some features do have me scratching my head, like the scope system, where it blacks out your entire view and just shows the reticle of your scope when using long rifle scopes. But apart from that, everything looks very fun, if a bit arcadey, and that is exactly what I'm looking for. It does confuse me why Firewall and Crossfire are dropping within the same week, as they are actually competing against each other in terms of the FPS market, but they are very different games at the end of the day, so perhaps we'll see both of them thrive. However, I do have to give you a word of warning, and that is that the last few Crossfire games haven't been the most well received, but I do actually have hopes for this one. From the previews, it seems like a lot of dumb fun, and that is exactly what we want, and it also comes with a realism mode that disables the HUD, and I feel like this is the one that me and the rest of the group are going to be jumping into. That one launches on August 29th. Last but not least, well actually the most excited for, is Phasmophobia. For all intents and purposes, this is still launching in August, but as of July 30th, which is the date right now, we have no release date. It could easily be pushed back because Phasmo updates are pushed back all the time, but I do hope it isn't because Phasmophobia is an amazing co-op horror experience that is one of the few hybrid games on PSVR2. Meaning if you want to jump into ghost hunts of taking your equipment, going into houses and abandoned asylums and looking for ghosts and finding out what ghost types there are, in an incredibly fun and spooky experience with friends that also has proximity chat that is really top notch, just like proximity chat in games like Insurgency, you can do it with your flat screen friends and with your VR friends. Your mate can be playing on his TV with a controller while you're in VR using your hands to operate machinery and point your flashlight around. That is amazing, and I'm so excited for this one because it gives me so many more options to play with people. That and its low price tag on Steam gives me hope that this will be picked up by a lot of people, and I personally can't wait to jump into Phasmophobia. That being said, we do not have a release date that is solid as of recording. So expect that this one could be pushed back, but we'll find out as we get closer to launch. So there we have it. Overall, the new games for August look incredible, and I can't wait to try them out and cover them on the channel for you guys. Also bear in mind this list isn't completely comprehensive because there are always games that pop up out of nowhere, and there are so many slated for 2023 like Among Us VR, Aces of Thunder, FNAF Help Wanted 2, Greed Hell, and we have no idea when these games are coming, so any of them could pop up in the coming month or even sooner. When we do get new game announcements though, I do post them on community posts here on the channel, so you don't miss them. So if you'd like to see that and also like to see further PSVR2 coverage and some Battlefield stuff this week, hit subscribe, I'd really appreciate it, and thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. And also let me know in the comments below what you're most excited for this month. Anyway, that being said, I'll see you all in the next video.